What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a 2011 Ford F150 with the 5.0, and basically what's going on is that the horn doesn't work, and so I'm going to show you what I did to troubleshoot it, what I'm going to do to fix it, and we're going to get this thing working again. So thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Let's get started. Alright, as you can see now, the horn schematic is pretty simple. It basically looks for a ground signal from the push button for the horn, and then it goes through the clock spring and through the steering control module, and then there's a relay. This is inside the BCM right there. So basically the BCM will send a signal to the horn to go off. So it's a non-serviceable relay. It's internal. If that relay is bad, then basically you have to replace the BCM. But in my particular case, what I did is I grounded it here. I didn't hear nothing. Grounded it right before the clock spring, and then it still didn't do it, but then I grounded it here at the steering column control module, and so basically then it went off. So I'll show you where this connection is right there, and how I ran a ground wire and just tapped into this number one right here. And so you can see I basically already got started with it, and I pulled off the steering wheel, and I'm gonna touch ground to this very end terminal right there, and that's the one that's gonna make the horn go off. And so to get the steering wheel off, you first have to take off the airbag. So this airbag right here, it's pretty easy to take off. You basically see how it clips into those three little posts right there. It clips into the steering wheel. All right, so here's the steering wheel, and see those holes? There's three holes on there, and when you push up on the holes, it pushes up on these little spring things. So you got to use a flat tip screwdriver and push in on it, and then it'll release. It'll release it away from these little studs right here with that, because it goes in there like that. So when you push in there, it's spring loaded, and then it goes inside here, and you basically take your screwdriver and you push up against that thing, and you kind of lock them out one at a time. It's a little bit of a pain to get through, but see, this right here is a ground wire that goes into your airbag. It plugs in right here, and so when you push it, it'll ground it through here. Then that's how it works. But basically what I did is I grounded it here, it didn't work, and then it goes through the clock spring, which this is the old clock spring. It kind of goes in behind it like that and kind of feeds it through. But that plugs into the clock spring, and then it comes out this terminal right, it would be this one right here. So basically what happens is, like I said, I just ground it at the little module there, and then the horn will go off. So this clock spring is no good. I'm gonna go ahead and put another clock spring on there that costs about around 100 bucks, probably a little more than that. All right, so I want to show you real quick what I did is I just basically grounded this wire right here, just somewhere on the seat. So I got it kind of a good ground, and then what I'm going to do is just touch the terminal, and it's going to sound the horn off. You hear that? So again, when I grounded it on the other side of the clock spring, nothing would work, but I do know that the circuit's complete, and obviously everything works once I put ground to this terminal, completing the circuit. All right, here's a new clock spring right here. Basically it's only held on by 3 screws, and you leave this little tab on there, and once you actually have everything, the steering wheel tab, then you take that tab out. But basically you got to make sure that you don't put those in here and like bend one over and stuff like that. So you got to be really careful when you do that. So let's see here. There's the 3 screws. They are T10. Real quick, I just wanted to show you the steering wheel here. You know, I mentioned putting this flathead screwdriver like this in the hole here, and it's on all 3 sides. You put it in there, and if you can see where my screwdriver is right here by my thumb, all you're doing is pushing up on that spring thing and releasing your airbag. All right, I made myself a little note here where I bought it and when. That way, hopefully in the future, we won't need to, but at least we'll know where we got it, and it's a lifetime warranty. So, time to put the steering wheel on. Feed the wires through the top. Feed that thing through the top. And basically, there's these 2 yellow tabs in the back too. You got to be careful to line up that you saw previously. So it looks like it's all on there. Yeah, there it is. I don't know if you can see in there, but put it on there. That's it. So what I'm gonna do is pull this tab out. I'm gonna connect the steering wheel now. Okay. Now then, this is our horn signal right here. So if I were to ground this, it should work. All right, all I do is again put ground to it. All right, put this bolt on. Right now, it's a little Torx bolt. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of blue Loctite on it, and that size is a T50. It's not too tight. I'm not really sure what the torque spec is, but it's not gonna come off. I got the blue Loctite on there, and it's pretty tight. It's not gonna go anywhere. By the way, if you ever wonder how they come out, they got 2 little tabs, 2 tabs, not 1. 2 tabs you gotta squeeze at the same time to pull them out. That, I'm gonna hook up the ground wire, line up the holes. All right, let me just go check it out. Hook up the battery and check it out. All right, let's test it. Works good. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Again, please subscribe. You gotta like, a comment. I love to answer them. So see you on the next video. Later.